Hi everyone and welcome in another episode of UNIC. We are truly grateful to introduce you today to our special guest of the week, who is the well-known and international author, speaker, trainer and coach, Dr. Dennis CUMMINS. As we mentioned in our episode, The Millionaire Mind Seminar, that you must watch if you didn't. Dr. Dennis CUMMINS is specialized in communication, in business, in leadership and in motivation. His trainings have changed the life of 10,000 people all around the world. You must listen to him because he knows what he's talking about. And that is why today we offer you the amazing opportunity to discover more about the author of Turning Terrible into Terrific. So hi Dr. Dennis CUMMINS, and thank you so much to be here with us today. You are an international and bestseller author and trainer. But as you mentioned, you haven't become a top-rated speaker and businessman without bumps and bruises. So what had made the difference for you who succeeded despite the obstacles?
Before I answer that, I'd like to thank you so much for having me on your show. I really appreciate you both having me here, which is, it's just awesome to be able to share some information with people. So your question was about, despite the bumps and bruises that I've had along the way in over 30 years of business, how have I managed to make that happen? And what many people realize is some people that are amazing successes don't do that without any challenges in life. And I've had some big ones, let's talk about financial challenges. When I started my business, now for those of the listeners just tuning in for the first time, I was a chiropractor for almost 24 years. I just retired last year, sold my practices. But when I started those offices, my wife, Lisa, and I had no money, nothing whatsoever. We lived in a 400 square foot loft apartment. We slept on a pull-out couch, a futon couch. Our refrigerator was this dormitory size refrigerator like you would have in a college or university dormitory. And we cooked on hot plates that were on top of a small counter. We had nothing. We had no money, but we had this hope and this dream of moving forward. But we were able to overcome that. Then in terms of self-esteem issues, which I think everybody's got. Everybody thinks that they're not ready for something at the time. They always think they need to know more, or in my experience, people think that they have to have more of an expertise. They've got to go to more university, more college, more study. They need an advanced degree in this or that, or they need more experience, or they're not old enough, or they have 100 excuses, but they just think they're not ready. For me, and this is something that I do share with people, is I came from a background where my self-esteem was horrific. I am a recovering alcoholic with over 24 years of recovery behind me right now, and I hope for another 24 moving forward. But prior to that, the reason for drinking, the reason for alcoholism was really because of zero self-esteem, none at all, and never feeling worthy or never feeling that I deserved to move forward. But there was always a little piece of me that knew there was hope, that knew there was something else. And finally, the last huge challenge to overcome would be grief. For those of you not familiar or have never heard me talk before, my 17-year-old daughter, Lauren, is no longer with us. She passed away a year and a half ago, 2 weeks after her 17th birthday. And the grief that I feel in my soul every day is still palpable. But with that grief, with that hole that I believe will never be filled, comes something like, what do you do with that? Do you stay beaten down by that, or do you move forward with that? And for me, it's always been about moving forward. Whether it's the financial difficulties, always knowing that there was a way out, or the self-esteem issues, always knowing that things were going to get better, or the grief. And again, the grief I still feel, but it gets a little better each and every day. And what I really know is that I want to take the lessons that I learned from my daughter and share that and help people move forward. People always ask, what's the difference between people who are rich and successful and people who struggle and people in mediocrity? And I think it boils down to one particular thing. And I'm going to say it's just a simple word, but there's more to it than that. And this is something that I write about in my book. I know you ladies have copies of it. The book is called Turning Terrible into Terrific. It's available on Amazon. The subtitle of the book is Changing Your Life at the Speed of Thought. And I truly believe that all change in life happens with a thought. It happens with a decision. I think you choose your future. And the difference between, the primary difference between rich and very successful people and the mediocre and struggling people are the decisions that they make. And I think that the one characteristic that rich and successful people have, at least in my experience, and I know that it's been true for me, is optimism. Optimism. The belief that things are going to get better. The belief that things are always going to work out, that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that's always been the way that I've approached just about anything that I've done. I always believe that things will work out for me. I always believe that things will get better. On the other hand, the people who struggle, those pessimists, if you will, for them, they always think that things are going to go wrong. They're always waiting for something to mishappen. And what happens is when you're always expecting something to go wrong, you keep looking for the things that are going to go wrong. Well, whatever you look for, you're going to find. The choice that you have to make, the choice that I think all of us make on a daily basis is, what do you choose to look for? You're going to look for the things to go right or the things to go wrong. Whichever way you go, you're going to find that thing. All right. Now, in the book, I write about 3 steps to overcoming adversity, to moving forward in anything. I like to share those really quickly with you. They boil down to optimism again, but number 1 is gratitude. No matter what's happening in life, whether you're positive or negative, or things are beating you down, whether they're finances, whether it's self-esteem or self-doubt, which is huge for people, or whether it's just financial struggle or relationship struggle, or maybe even dealing with grief. It really boils down to a couple of things. Number 1, you have to have gratitude. You've got to find something in your life to be grateful for, something to move forward for. If you can do that, then you can start to move forward, because that's when you start to no longer focus on the negative. Then number 2 is focus. And focus on what you want, not what you don't want. You have to focus on the things that you want in life. What do you truly want? I want to have a nice lunch today, but that's not what I really want. What I really want is happiness. What I really want is to feel content in my heart and in my soul. And I believe those are the important things. Spending time with my family. Those are the important things for me. And then finally, the third thing. So number 1 is find gratitude. Number 2 is focus on the things that you want. And number 3, you have to take action. You've got to be able to take one step moving forward. Even if you don't have all the pieces in place, you've got to be able to take that step, that one thing that's going to help you move forward. And if you do that, well, then things are going to work out, I think, pretty well for you. They always seem to do that. A lot of people always ask me, what's my definition of success? What do I want to do? What's going to move me forward? And here's my definition of success. And I like this. This is something that I actually learned from my daughter, Lauren. Lauren always said she wanted to live HPH. If you asked her how she was doing, she would say HPH. Happy, positive, and healthy. That's what she said. She wanted to live happy, positive, and healthy. I think that's a pretty great definition of success. For me, success is not about money. Now, and I understand that when people struggle financially, very often money is how they measure their success. But once you achieve a certain level of financial wherewithal, the money becomes less important and the other things in life become important to you. For me, it's about fun. I don't want to be aggravated on a daily basis. So for me, success means enjoying what I do. Now, I love speaking. I love teaching. I love conversations like the one you ladies and I are having right now. This is the stuff that brings me a lot of joy in my life. And this is what my definition of success is. Being able to pursue and live your passions. That's success for me. The rest of it comes naturally. So what do I want to do? How do I do that? One of the ways that you do it is through communication. There are people who struggle and they say, well, it's just luck. You're just lucky. I don't believe in luck. I believe that it has nothing to do with luck. It has to do with preparation. You have to be. It's not just about being in the right place at the right time. I think it's critical that you are the right person in the right place at the right time, and that's entirely different. You've got to be the right person. You have to be ready. You have to have done the work before you get there. That's what's going to get you the opportunity. That's when luck isn't luck. Luck is what people call it when preparation meets opportunity. And that's what I think has to happen for people. If you want to become a success in just about anything that you do, it's not about luck. It's about being ready. It's about doing the groundwork. So for me, here's what I do. You might want to say I help people get lucky, if you will, or to succeed in business. But it's not about luck. It's about helping them do the groundwork. What I do is I teach people how to communicate their gifts, how to communicate their message, how to communicate what they do in an effective way. And if you're able to do that, if you're able to help people solve problems, see, I believe everybody listening right now, everybody watching us right now, we're in the transportation business, okay? If you help somebody, if you've got a product or a service or a talent, you're in the transportation business. And what I mean by that is this: your product, your service, your book, your network marketing, downline products, whatever that is, it's designed to help take people from here, and by using your product, you're going to move them up to here. And that's your job, is to transport them from where they are to where they want to be. There's no better way to do that than through communicating. And Ursula and Natalia, I had spoken to you. I'm hosting an event in September, on September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas, called Secrets of the Stage. And at that 2-day event, I'm going to teach entrepreneurs, authors, network marketers, small business owners, coaches, and speakers, whether they're novice or professional speakers, how to get better at delivering their message. Because I believe that's how you change the lives in this world. That's how you make a difference, and it's how you change your life. The biggest challenge that I find people have is that they work too hard. They go to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Some are going into work on Saturday too, and they're trading their time for some money, doing something that very often they're not passionate about. See, I believe that if you learn to communicate, if you learn to speak, whether it's in front of a camera, whether it's in front of a live audience, whether it's on a webinar or a teleseminar, if you've got a product or a gift that can help people, and I truly believe that everybody does, and you have the skills necessary to do that. See, people always say like, oh, no, I don't know how to public speak. I'm afraid of doing that. It's not that you're afraid of that, because I believe everybody speaks in front of public. We all speak in public on a daily basis. What people are afraid of is looking silly while they do it. It's because they don't have the skills. That's what I will teach. That's what I'm going to show people. I'm going to walk everyone at the workshop in September step by step on how to design and deliver a program. I'm going to teach you how to write your own speech in less than 60 minutes. And I'm going to give you all the tools. I'm going to give everyone there the tools necessary to master that in just 2 days. And there's going to be one-on-one coaching. There's going to be a workbook that they can follow through. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So Ursula, I believe that you're going to send everybody the link to the event that's coming up in September. So thank you very much for that. And I really want to thank you for having me on your show this week. I love being able to share the information. For those of you that have watched, just to sum up for this weekend, if you want to move forward, if you want to take your life, if you want to become more of a success, I believe you need to have 3 things in place. Number 1, find gratitude for something that you're doing right now. Find the gratitude, no matter what it is, no matter how big, no small. Find one thing to be grateful for and move forward from there. Number 2, focus on what it is that you really want. What is going to bring you happiness and joy and passion? And you know what? I don't think it's the money. I think it's free time. I think it's travel. I think it's pursuing your hobbies, pursuing your soul and your spirit, spending time with family, building a better relationship. That's what I think is really important. But you decide for yourself, because it's not the same for any 2 people. So number 1, find gratitude for something that's going right. Number 2, find the thing that you really want and focus on that without distraction. And then number 3, take some action. Move forward. Take one step that moves you closer to your goal. And if you do that each and every day, I believe you will be an amazing success. Thank you so much for letting me share this information. I wish you all warm, wonderful, amazing lives. Be well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dennis CUMMINS, for having been here with us today. It was an amazing and really interesting moment. Thank you so much for sharing this information, for what you say, for what you do for people. And for our UNIC followers, we encourage you to go to his trainings, to go to his events, And don't miss the event on September. For more information, I will publish the link in bio. And if you want to know more about it, send an inbox message. I will reply as soon as possible. I hope that you had a great moment with us, because we did. And thank you so much for supporting us, for being with us. And we'll see you next week on UNIC.